rhythm takes control.
Alright, here we are at Dark Side of the Con with motherfucking Aesthetic Perfection. Here we got Daniel Graves.
What's up?
Joe Letts.
Hi, that's Elliot over there.
And Elliot.
Hi. How you doing?
So brand new Aesthetic Perfection lineup.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. What's going on?
Yeah, we magically found ourselves, Joe and I, in a position to finally become one. And so, we took our vows, and now and now we're a band. And Elliot's been a live keyboardist for us in Europe for 2009, 2010. Okay, so we're pushing 9 years now. So finally got him into the fold permanently, and so it's nice to finally have one cohesive unit that is worldwide.
Yeah, I know you and Joe have a lot of history being on tour together and whatnot, Joe and Comedy Christ and whatnot. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, actually, when we first toured together, I couldn't stand his band. When they came on the first tour, I was like, who's this band that's going to open for us? And I listened to it, I was like, oh my God, what does he have, razors in his throat? What is this? I mean, I don't get this stuff. I like pop music, I don't even know what I was doing in Comedy Christ, to be honest. And then I really enjoyed hanging out with him on the tour. And then when we got home, I'll never forget, I found myself listening to Aesthetic Perfection, and I was like, I actually like this now. It must be because I like him so much. And I remember telling you, hey man, I actually like your band now. And you're like, thanks, man. And then, a couple of years ago, Daniel was like, I think I want to turn it into a pop band. And I was like, well, then can I join?
So let's talk about the new album, since it just dropped yesterday. It's called Into the Black. So tell us about it.
Into the Black is my fifth, I guess technically sixth studio album because, I rebooted the Blood Spills and a Surrey Response record as Aesthetic Perfection back in 2015. So it's I called this my fifth album, and then I got a whole bunch of pushback on Facebook. They're like, well, actually, it's technically your sixth album because of the Blood Spills reissue. And so that's not really all the most important thing about the album. But I don't know, man. I've been working on this record for about 4 years, something like that. It's been 5 or 6 years since my last full length, and I really didn't want to make a record again. I thought that I was just gonna stick with the singles thing because I've been doing just singles since 2016. But my fans were quite adamant about getting another record. And so I kind of relented under the pressure. And I expected it just to be easy. I was like, okay, fine, they want a record. I'm just going to give them a record. And it was not easy. I realized I remembered how hard it was to make a record. It's quite a massive endeavor, but I really was glad that all of you twisted my arm into doing this, because I think that this is probably the best thing that I've ever done. I think it's the most kind of mature, lyrically, musically. I feel like it's just everything I ever envisioned the band being when I started. From the very beginning, the goal was to always make emotionally dynamic music. So I started off being a heavy band with the intention of becoming something more. And I feel like I've always been kind of working towards that goal of creating something that kind of encompasses all the different, emotional states that we experience as people. And so, I feel like rage is just as an important emotion as sadness or fear or whatever. And I always wanted that to be what Aesthetic Perfection was about.
What's your thoughts on the new album, Joe? You guys have already been practicing some of the songs and whatnot, so.
It's one of my favorite, I'd say of all records in all time in the history of records that I like, it's top 13. Top 13.
Hey, that's pretty good.
I'll take it. But you know, it's like I have to be honest. The first time I listened to it, I liked it. A lot of times, like it's the kind of situation where it's got to grow on me, and I have to like learn the songs. It's got to become a part of me. The first time that I heard it, I was like, whoa. So the more I listen to it, it keeps moving up and up. So it's probably going to break the top 10 by next week.
Awesome. So yeah, Aesthetic Perfection, Dark Side of the Con, New Jersey. See him on tour, starting right now. Check out the new album, Into the Black. Thanks, guys. You rock.